Hey, beautiful soul, welcome in for your weekly reading for October 10th through 17th. I am Joyful Medium Joy Giovanni. I help people get clear messages and guidance from loved ones who've already crossed over to the other side or from their own souls about their own lives. This looks like a big week in the energy, so let's dive right in. This first piece of guidance here is 10 of Swords. This has to do with the heaviness that we're each feeling in our own individual lives. Maybe for you, it is spending too much time on the news or on social media, just scrolling and keeping yourself up late at night worrying. Maybe it's losing sleep over concerns of things happening in our overall world, in your own community, in your own life. But this 10 of Swords energy really is letting us know that continuing to not take care of yourself, to lose sleep at night over all the things happening is not the best way forward. While our inspiration and our mental energy can really help us in a lot of ways to sort things out, sometimes it gets the best of us and can really hinder us by just keeping those racing thoughts going, keeping those stressful thoughts going, and keeping us from getting the rest we need to really engage in whatever's showing up this week in the potentials and energy the way that we need to. This next card is the World. This is a major arcana card. So this is letting us know that something is shifting and changing in the world as a whole or in our overall countries or communities where we are. This is bigger picture energy. So what you're feeling is not just having to do with you, even though it might be affecting you personally. It really is the overarching energy. And remember, we are kind of entering this third quarter or fourth quarter of the 9-year here just around the corner. So, October starts us into the fourth quarter of the year. This 9-year is about global change and shifts and coming to the end of some cycles so that we can start the beginning of a new cycle. This Omega has to do with these cycles that we, have in our world. Now, our world might be tumultuous at the time that this is coming out, and I have a feeling this is what the cards are showing, that it probably is. But one of the ways through this is this Hierophant. This has to do with structure, with rules, with order, with applying the rules in a just and fair and compassionate way that serves everyone. This balance between what we believe as like personal beliefs, whether it's a religious belief, a philosophical belief, those more core beliefs that we have as people and as communities, as families in our own nations, and as a global family. But we do need structure and order and a system and things to make sense, right? We can't just have chaos. And maybe that's part of why this sleepless nights is happening for you. I know this has been true for me this year quite a bit. So it's really letting us know that there is a rising up. This next card feeds right into this moon. Things are happening behind the scenes. New order is going to be needed, new structure, new ways of implementing things that are not chaotic, that are not justice for some and not for all, that are not only for the rich and not for those who are middle class or who are, more in need, right? So things are going on behind the scenes. We are hopefully moving towards being more considerate of all. The scales are very imbalanced right now, particularly in the US with our economic status of people, right? And it really does seem like sometimes this imbalance is causing more pain and suffering for certain parts of our population, while other parts of our population are almost like not contributing their fair share. So just as an example, lots going on behind the scenes to help shift things in a bigger picture way to implement maybe new rules, new structure, order that makes sense for everyone. And this final card is a bit of a happy ending, right? A little bit of a sunshine on this really tough parade of the energy of this week. This rainbow energy letting us know that everything is going to be okay. This 10 of Cups. And I love that this book ends with this 10 of Swords for this reading. 10 of Cups having to do with being, emotionally fulfilled, having the relationships in our lives and nurturing them in a way that is meaningful to us. This is really having the fulfilled life of our dreams, it's not about necessarily having riches, right? Or having all of the money that we ever wanted in our lives, but it's about the true happiness, that emotional fulfillment, those relationships that matter in our lives, how we're engaging and holding people close, how we're in community in our families and friend groups and in our larger communities as a whole. And this saying there can be a quote unquote happy ending here or a happy next phase for us. And just look at this in contrast with this 10 of Swords, up late night, worrying, stressing out, overwhelmed, anxiety versus like this happy under the rainbow, everything's working out, joyous freedoms for all, right? These people in this card are very diverse. And if you look, they've already, crossed over that little river from the city. So really just creating this life that feels and looks good to them. So just know that in the energy this week, potential for big shifts, big change. But remember, some of this is brewing under the surface. So we might start to feel, especially those of you that identify as sensitive, psychics, mediums, you might start to feel this in the energy, this kind of like labor pains for this overarching change that is going to take place. And I do feel like whether it's this week or within the next couple weeks, I think we might see some more big truths bubbling to the surface, things that have been hidden, things that we haven't known, maybe things that we felt but haven't been able to quote unquote prove or to have clear written out for us in black and white on paper or on computer screens, right? So just know that lots is bubbling below the surface, this idea of rule and order and peaceful structure and really just stepping into this fairness and justice for all and equity, right? So let's see what's going to show up in our own personal lives as well as our communities and the global stage this week. Hopefully this is all, even though it's uncomfortable as it's happening, this is moving us to this wonderful, happy life, happy family, everything working out okay, and really focusing on those relationships, the emotions we're wanting to create, and what's truly important for us in our lives, in our communities, and in the relationships that we choose and the ones that we choose to nurture. So let me know how this is showing up for you. If you're not already on my email mailing list, I encourage you to get on there so you don't miss any of the monthly free community healings that I offer every month, so you don't miss the podcast episodes, so you don't miss any of the fun and exciting things that we have coming up through the rest of this year. You can go to my website, joyfulmedium.com, and right on the homepage, you can get that free sign mini course called Sign Magnet, and that'll put you right on the email list. And then you'll start getting notifications because I don't want you to miss this free energy healing that I do every month to really help you feel grounded, help you clear out whatever's not serving you, help you get some clarity and guidance and just Reiki and energy healing infused for yourself. So what are you willing to receive? Get on that email list so you can get invited to the next free community healing, which is probably just a couple days away as this is being released. Big hugs, lots of love. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.